over.
What?
There's nowhere left to go. He's giving us a chance.
Your savior is here!
It's the fact that we're destined to lose.
I know what I want.
Hey everyone, so I've watched Loki and I've got to say I'm struggling a bit for words to describe it, but yeah, it's a complete masterpiece, truly. I know the MCU is taking heavy fire from fans lately, and I get it because fans have many reasons to show their frustration.
Get the fuck in!
But if you want to change and feel like a positive take, I've got you. Right now, everyone's talking about the Marvels. I did watch it, and in my opinion, it's not as bad as many on YouTube describe it to be. I really thought it would be better not to release it, but I'm actually happy that it got something instead of nothing. Sure, that's still not a compliment, but hey, it could be worse. I completely get why people are unhappy with it. It's got its flaws, and there's no denying that. However, amidst the critiques, I did find some genuinely entertaining moments here and there, to be honest.
Yes, you. Of course. Of course. Of course.
Anyway, let's focus on the MCU's shining beacon of hope, Loki. For once, I'm so delighted to have a worthy Marvel product to highlight and try to push out of the dark shadows of negative critiques. It's a relief, and I'm genuinely shocked at how good it actually is. For real, I get goosebumps just thinking about the last episodes. The pure brilliance of scripts, quality, awesome acting, and character development, it's got it all. Right, let's dive into Loki and why it might just be the salvation of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Loki, Prince of Asgard and the rightful king of Jotunheim, the god of mischief destined for a glorious purpose, finally sat on the most glorious throne in the MCU, and trust me, his new kingdom is the most spectacular one you've ever seen. In those last moments of the show, we see Loki chilling on a makeshift throne in Asgardian casual wear, sporting his comics-accurate crown, and literally holding the universe together, and my mouth was open all along. I was completely awestruck by the graphics, but he's alone, and for a moment, it's downright heartbreaking. And that character growth, all those versions of Loki, and he ends up exactly where he's always feared, alone. But stories aren't all sunshines and rainbows. Once you get over the initial sadness, you start seeing the beauty in those final moments. Or maybe you're a more evolved viewer than me and got it right away.
I know what kind of god I need to be. For you. For all of us.
The team of Loki Season 2 had infinite paths to choose for Loki's grand finale. Sure, I'd have loved a happy ending with Season 3 in the cards, continuing the Loki Mobius Sylvie saga, but you know what? The ending we got, it was 24 karat gold. Loki's entire story, from start to finish, is beautifully wrapped up in those traditional time and space moments. In the finale, he spends a century figuring out how to save his friends.
How long would it take?
Decades.
Centuries.
And this is a move that Loki from the first Thor movie wouldn't have even considered. This isn't just character growth, it's an entire character evolution. Throughout his life, all Loki ever wanted was to be loved, and here he is, mastering quantum physics for centuries and realizing that love sometimes means sacrifice.
For you. For all of us.
He never questions his villainy or seeks redemption. There's a sad certainty to him as he steps out to destroy the Loom and save the multiverse. He knows what he has to do, he knows it's worth it, and he knows he deserves his fate. But here's where the cleverness shines beyond Loki himself. Kang, in all his MCU variations, is a destroyer, a conqueror.
I am king!
Sure, Victor Timely might have had a moment of nobility, but his true nature surfaces after betraying the woman he'll grow to love. His desire to be the savior of time, it's because he thinks he's the only one who can continue his quest for knowledge if time doesn't exist. In his fleeting progress volunteering to fix the Loom, not much narrative shifts for him to escape the destiny of yet another conqueror. So, it had to be Loki. Not because of a thirst for the throne or glorious purpose, but because his character has transcended those desires. We've witnessed the god who wreaked havoc in New York transform from tyrant to hero, not once, but twice, and each journey was uniquely meaningful. Loki isn't chasing power anymore, he just wants his friends safe. And in that quest for safety, he becomes one of the most powerful beings in the MCU. Glorious purpose? He was always burdened with it. He just didn't know what it truly meant until those multiple ends. Undoubtedly, Loki Season 2 outshines the others, not just in its suspenseful and action-packed narrative, but also in its character work. Season 2 is a masterpiece of character writing, with Loki, Sylvie, and Mobius receiving pivotal roles and meaningful conclusions. Owen Wilson recreates Mobius's laid-back personality while adding layers of personal conflict to the Time Analyst. Mobius's dedication to the TVA is tested, and the show leaves us with him contemplating a return to a simpler life. Wilson skillfully plays a seemingly simple character with hidden layers. I can't wait to see him again in Deadpool 3. Now, let's dissect the emotional ending where, after trying every other possibility to hold the multiverse together, Loki says,
"Fine. I'll do it myself."
Loki makes the ultimate sacrifice, leaving his friends behind to destroy the temporal loom and become the new moderator of time, essentially replacing He Who Remains. The emotional weight is palpable because Loki is now alone with this power forever. A few episodes earlier, Sylvie questioned Loki's sudden selfless heroism, revealing that his motivations were still somewhat selfish, but in the end, Loki chose to face this challenge alone and ensure his friend's survival, even without him. This sacrifice is the culmination of the abundant character growth in the series. The ending stands out in contrast to lackluster conclusions in shows like Secret Invasion. Loki's ascension to an all-powerful god is fitting, as it aligns with his long-standing desires, but the reluctance and sacrifice adds layers to his character. After those final credits rolled, I was filled with a mix of emotions, unsure if Loki would get another season. Part of me felt melancholic because, yeah, I didn't want the story to end, and I loved these characters, yet I was happy that the narrative reached such a beautiful conclusion, giving our main characters the endings they deserved, and this is exactly what Marvel needs. Projects like Thor Love and Thunder, She-Hulk Attorney at Law, and Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania had some fans worried about the MCU's trajectory.
If you'd done your job, known your place, we'd all be fine right now.
However, Loki Season 2 should be a beacon of hope for Marvel fans after what some considered to be an underwhelming Phase 4. This series is a triumph of emotion, well-written narratives, and character-driven storytelling elements that the MCU, especially in its Disney Plus exclusive, desperately needs. But here's a wild idea that's been bouncing around. The only way Marvel Studios can save the MCU is to destroy it. The recent box office stumbles of the Marvels and the ongoing scrutiny over Marvel's creative missteps and internal conflicts suggest a potential unraveling of the MCU. And here's my take on it. Maybe Marvel needs to hit the reset button. So, here's my suggestion to Marvel. Make more projects like Loki. You don't need to connect every piece to the larger universe. Loki proves that a standalone story with a focus on characters can captivate audiences. Season 2's finale even scored 11.2 million views within its first 3 days, making it the second best viewed season finale in 2023. Perhaps the secret to saving the MCU is letting go of those tightly woven strands and allowing stories and characters to develop organically. Maybe the best way to revive the MCU isn't to destroy it, but to set it free.